Have you ever imagined how some products and services connect with us on an emotional level? Companies spend a lot of time to research about user needs. And one of the methods to learn about user needs is called empathy mapping. An empathy map is a collaborative exercise to visualize the user's thoughts, needs, motivations, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and issues about a particular type of user or a segment of users. The mapping process helps to create a shared understanding of user needs. It helps to remove biases, navigate organizational politics, weaknesses in the design, and aid decision-making by having empathy for others, that is, being in the user's shoes. Empathy maps are a great starting point to visualize user needs and are quick and cost-effective. Qualitative methods of research primarily drive empathy mapping. It may capture one specific user or an aggregation of multiple users with similar behaviors and patterns. Empathy maps are agile and can be revised numerous times. An empathy map has 4 quadrants, each representing what a user says, thinks, does, and feels, with the user or persona in the center. The Says quadrant contains what the user communicates directly in an interview or some other usability study. The Thinks quadrant captures what the user is thinking throughout the experience. Sometimes, users may say something and think something else. Hence, it is essential to observe their behavior, which a user usually does unconsciously. Some questions to think about could be what occupies the user's thoughts, what matters to them, and what challenges they're facing. The key here is to uncover the things they might be too shy or reluctant to share. The Does quadrant encloses the actions the user takes. For example, while using a website, does the user refresh a page several times? Does the user compare products? Does the user visit multiple pages? The Feels quadrant is the user's affective state, that is the feelings and emotions. This quadrant is vital to understand if there is something that worries or excites the user. Does the user feel impatient due to slow page load, or overwhelmed? Here are some simple steps to create an empathy map. Step 1 is to define scope and goals. And, whether to map one user or multiple users? Second step is to gather materials. Decide what medium to choose for creating the map. Sticky notes, whiteboards, markers, or digital medium. Third step is to collect research data. Since empathy mapping is a qualitative research technique, decide the methods for collecting data, that is user interviews, qualitative surveys etc. Fourth step is to generate sticky notes for each quadrant. Next step is to converge to cluster and synthesize. The activity facilitates discussion and alignment, the goal being to arrive at a shared understanding of your users. Finally, polish, and plan to follow up on the empathy map. To conclude, empathy mapping is a great way to design and develop human-centered products and services.